Hello there everyone, Dan Calloway coming at you again, and today I want to do a follow-on video, a review of OpenSuse Linux Leap 42.2 that I did about 6 months ago. I think it was mid-September of 2016 when I transitioned from Leap 42.1 to 42.2. Really like the distro, I still love it. It's a drop-in for Windows 10 replacement in my opinion. So if you're looking to transition from Windows to a Linux system, this is it. I want to do a little bit different video this time though. I want to show you some of the post configuration, post installation configuration rather, things that I've done to get the system to look the way you see it right here. This is my desktop. I've got a widget out here on the desktop which is my clock, and if I click on the clock it opens a calendar. It's pretty neat, so I can see readily the day of the month and other things, the day of the week, the current day, which is this is the 28th of March 2017. To get that, you can come up here to this button, or you can right click on the taskbar, either one, but this button up here on the desktop, and select add widgets, and it has a flyout that comes out here, and you can select among various things. Here's the analog clock that I selected. But you've got other things. You've got a whole bunch of stuff here that you can grab, including CPU load, and I think there's one here for network, disk cleanup, so a whole bunch of things that you can grab, and you just drag them out on the desktop and then resize them and configure them and set it up the way you want it. I just like the clock out there because I like to see the time while I'm working. So let me go ahead and close that. Alright, I've got my favorite wallpaper out here, and you can change the wallpaper obviously. You don't have to stay with the default that comes after installation. You can right click on the desktop here and select configure desktop. You can see that by default you usually have roughly 3, but you can go down here and click the get new wallpaper button. I get mine from files that I have available in File Manager. But you can go out on the web and you can grab one that you want. For instance, here's the hidden in the dark wallpaper. I can click install, and it should it says it's installing now, and if I click close, it brings it out onto the desktop or into the configuration window. If I select it and click apply here, alright, and then I go ahead and close, or let's just minimize because I'm going to come right back in. So you can put it out on your desktop as wallpaper. I would recommend doing a scaled appearance so that if it is like a wallpaper that's not set up exactly for your resolution of your monitor, it's not going to stretch it or deform it in some way. But I'm going to go back out and get the one that I currently had, and I like that one better. Alright, and so I'm going to apply that one and click OK to close this interface, and now I'm back to my wallpaper that I had. Okay, so that's wallpaper. Now if I want to change the theme that I have, which I have currently, you can see in the clock it's telling you what theme I have, which is Arctica theme, which I really like. It's a dark theme, but it's set up really neat so that it's flat in appearance and not a lot of transparency going on. So let me show you how to did that. If you right click on the desktop and select run command and type in desktop theme, it will take and open the desktop theme interface, and I'm going to go ahead and expand that out as well. Here's the Arctica theme that I have. You can choose others, like there's a breeze transparent dark, there's a elegant breeze dark, there's air if you're more prone to having a lighter theme. Here, breeze light if you like the lighter themes. Oxygen is another one that's really good, but it's a darker theme. I just like the darker themes because they're easier on the eyes. So I can select one of those and install that theme, and it changes not just the appearance of the desktop itself, but all other aspects of the system that are associated with this particular theme. If you want to get another theme not showing currently, you can go up and get new theme here. it opens up the system settings module for add-on installer, and it's set on the newest right now, which are probably going to be the lower rated themes, because not because they're bad, but because they just haven't been used by enough users to rate them yet. So they have to be around for a while to get good ratings, or at least have a chance to get good ratings. If you want to select one that does have a better rating, you can either do the rating or most downloads. Most downloads are going to have the higher ratings because they've been around for a while. So you can select one, hit install. Some of them take you out to a website because they require a file to be downloaded instead of downloading them directly from this interface. And that's okay, but I prefer the ones where you just click the install and let it install for you. Then it'll put it out on here, and you can select it and apply it just like you did for the wallpaper. Alright, so I'm going to close that, and I'm not going to change my theme. Alright, so after you change your desktop, change your theme, the next thing I would recommend you do post installation of OpenSuse Linux is to change your icons. And so I'm going to right click and run command and do desktop icons. Let's see. No, it's icon themes. I'm sorry. Icon theme. Alright, I'm going to expand this. I've got one set up right now that I really like, and it's called the Adwaita icon arrangement here. This is the icon theme itself, called Adwaita, A-D-W-A-I-T-A. I guess that's how you pronounce it. But there are several others that you can pick from, like Breeze and Gnome, and I downloaded another one called OSX Aluminum. I didn't care for it. Oxygen here. Breeze Dark. If you've got the Breeze Dark theme, you can select the Breeze Dark icon theme, and so that it perfectly matches the theme itself. Or you can go out and get new theme here, and it's the same type of interface. This is what I really like about OpenSuse. They did this distro right when they set it up, because everything is easily accessible for you here. You can actually search here. So add WAITA, I believe it's called. Should bring that up, and there it is. It's no, that's not it. Thought it found it. No, well, anyway, it's not on the. Doesn't appear to be in the list, or at least I have to scroll and find it. But it should have brought it up. Anyway, I don't want to waste time doing that. But Adwaita, A-D-W-A-I-T-A, I believe is the way you spell that. You can select the install button, and it will actually go out and install the icon theme for you, and then you can apply it just like you did the other. But I like this one because it's flat in appearance, and it just to me it just has a good appearance and a good effect. This is kind of a preview right here of what you have. I'm going to go ahead and cancel and take you out to, I think that's all I really needed to talk about as far as post configuration. No, there is one other thing. Let me do run command. After you set up your icon theme and your desktop theme and your wallpaper, the next thing you want to do is set up your desktop effects. And this is important because you can do a lot of neat stuff here. Notice how my windows open up and zoom in and zoom out and slide across the screen, etc. So this is how you control all of that. One of the things that I have set up in here is called a magic lamp, and this is what magic lamp looks like. It does that kind of effect, which I really like, and opening back up as well. And it's a part of the desktop effects here. Let me expand it. I have to minimize it instead of expanding it. Let me go back out and grab it, and let me go ahead and expand it again because I closed it. Okay, and then let's come down, and magic lamp should be in the list here. There it is, magic lamp. Check that. You'll want to probably select the translucency, the sliding pop-ups, Windows aperture, select that, and one of the other things you might want to look at here is slide. What that does is when you close an application or move to another window, another workstation, it slides across. You see how that slides back and forth across the screen, which is kind of nice. And some other things that you can set up here as well. Alright, so this is your desktop effects. Okay, so there was one other thing, and I can't put my finger on it right now. I believe it was notifications. There is a, I'll have to think of it and put it in a follow-on video. There's one for the bouncing ball whenever it goes up and down. I think that's something gestures, mouse gestures or something. Let me see here. I can't find it. I'm not going to worry about it. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, you want to turn that off, and there's a easy way to turn that off, rather. But I just can't think of what it is. All right, so let's go out to my start menu, and notice how the start menu opened up, which I really like that. Here's the terminal. I'm going to go ahead and open the terminal. This is a sudo terminal. It requires you to put in your sudo password or root password. If you don't put in the root password, it closes the window altogether, so it doesn't let you use it unless you put in the sudo password or root password. I want to issue a uname aswitch command, and you can see that I'm running the latest kernel here, which is 4.4.49-16 default. And that's the latest kernel with all the latest kernel settings and such. I'm going to see if there are any updates. By the way, OpenSuse Linux Leap 42.2 does something very similar to what Windows 10 does, in that it notifies you over here in the notification area when you have updates that are available for the distro, which is really nice. You can click on that when it does open up, and it will actually go out and update the system for you, and then you can close it, and then you're done. If you want to go into the terminal though and do that manually, you can do that by issuing a command zypper update. Zypper is the command that's used similar to Yum, Yellow Updog Manager, and Yellow Dog Update Manager rather, and that's for the CentOS systems, and the other one is apt-get for the Debian systems, and then OpenSuse uses Zypper. So do a Zypper update, and it's going to go out, check the repositories, look for downloads, look at the current installed apps to see if there's anything that requires updating, because it does update your applications as well as system stuff, security patches and that kind of thing. So it's doing that now. It'll only take a few seconds to do that, to run. This is a way that you can manually do that process of updating your system if you like. So it's building the repository now, and it may in fact find an application. I'm not really sure. So we'll just hold on here a moment, bear with it while it checks. Sometimes it takes a little while because it is looking at quite a few things. I have quite a few things installed here, so I don't want to interrupt the process. Usually it doesn't take this long. Here we go. It's reading install packages. It looks like there's 3 packages to upgrade, so I'm going to go ahead and do it and say yes and let it upgrade those packages for me. So retrieving the packages, and any dependencies that it needs as well, it'll go out and do that for you as well, which is really neat. So you don't have to worry about broken packages and that kind of thing with the packages that are installed or attempt to install with the dependencies you can't find. Alright, so it's done, and so I'm going to go ahead and exit and close that out. So I've just updated my system now with 3 packages that need to be updated. Alright, let's go back in here. Now this is the dashboard, which I really like. I've got all my favorites here on the left, plus the log out, reboot, shutdown options. This is the recent applications in the middle, and if I go down to recent documents, there they are. Here's all apps. I can scroll down and find what I need. Here's like htop. This is an improvement to the top command in Linux. If you're not familiar with top allows you to review, manage, if you will, system resources and top processes that are running in your Linux system. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and close that. And let's see, let me go ahead and open it up again. And down here further down, there's the games. There's development stuff as well. Graphics, internet, here's the browsers, and Thunderbird Mail, etc., etc. Multimedia, here's the VLC media player. Amarok, Dragon Player is another VLC media player. Another media player like VLC rather. Here's the Office suite, LibreOffice, Write and Impress and presentation and that kind of stuff. Settings. Let's go up to YAST because I need to show you what YAST looks like. Need to have elevated privileges to get in there. So I'm going to put in root's password, and that takes you into the YAST control center, which is really nice. For a new user though, it might be a little dangerous because you can do a lot of stuff here. We are logged in as root, but you can go up and do things like software management, look at the software repositories and add to or take away from those repositories, check your media, do online updates here manually without going out to the terminal. Here you can access your printer, scanner, sound control, any hardware information for hardware installed in the system. Here you've got system settings that you can look at, which is kind of nice. Your fonts, kernel settings, languages, network services that are running here, DHCP, NIS, NFS, NTP for network time protocol. I click on that, takes you out to the interface there and opens that up for you so you can see what you've got set up and configured for network time protocol. Alright, and so this is what that looks like. Alright, so let's close that. Further down you've got security and users. You can use this to set up users to access the firewall. OpenSuse Linux has virtualization built in, and you can control that here for installing and running virtual machines on the system. You've got a support area and miscellaneous area too. So YAST is a very comprehensive set of tools and utilities for controlling the system. YAST, by the way, in OpenSuse is a German product. It stands for yet another software tool. Okay, if you want to go out to the terminal and bring up the interface, it looks like YAST, but it's not quite YAST. It is the YAST control center, but it's more of away from the GUI and going toward a terminal kind of arrangement and appearance. Then you can come up here and type in your password for root and then type in YAST itself, and it brings up the YAST2 control center, which, like I said, looks more like Windows 3.1 or something. But you can come down, for instance, system, come across and select network settings here, for instance, and you can hit the enter key, and that will bring up another interface after it initializes that allows you to get in to look at your network settings. So it's doing that now. It says it's currently handled by the network manager. Yeah, I don't want to leave it that way. I don't want to change it. Alright, and so you can get in here and do all kinds of stuff with this. So let's let me get out of this and get back to the desktop. I'm going to have to quit the YAST control center. Alright, there we go. Okay, so let me go ahead and exit this. And let's get back in again, and I'll show you that you can do some other things here, like I've got a GFTP client which allows me to access my personal cloud, which I have a 6 terabyte personal cloud set up. So if I put in the password, it fires up and connects me to my personal cloud here, and I can up arrow and get into this. We need to go down to shares here. I have it set for an area that I normally don't have it set for. But well, anyway, I want to get into that. But this is my personal cloud, which is 6 terabytes of data that I have stored there, and I can easily go to the desktop, documents folder, downloads folder, whatever, and just drag and drop files over where I want to put them on my personal cloud, and it immediately copies them up. Pretty slick application. Go ahead and close that out. And then a couple of other things I want to show you. Settings here, system, if you want to get into things like backup applications. Back in time is a really good one. You've got console, you've got X-terminal here for, it's another form of terminal for Linux. Some utilities here that we have, things like kwrite and KeePassX, which is my password manager, kcalc, which is a calculator, Spectacle, which is the application used to take screenshots, and then one other thing I want to show you, other than the power settings, one of the things I want to show you is I want to get into, actually let me close this. I think I may be able to get to it from the run command. It's called Snapper, and let me go ahead and log in. Okay, Snapper is an application in OpenSuse Linux that you don't see in other applications, and you don't even have the ability to do what you're looking at here. This is similar to, if you're familiar with Windows 10, to roll back in the restore point concept, where you can roll back to a previous restore point with system protection. This is what Snapper does. I have my system formatted BTRFS, which is Butterfuss, affectionately referred to as Butterfuss, but it's B3FS file system format, and then the home directory is formatted XFS. And both of those have the ability to not only journal like ext4 does and some of the others, but it also has the ability to capture snapshots of the system. So every time that you update the system, sometimes the system automatically, if you get into YAST, it will create a snapshot, and you're able to go back in time here through these snapshots. And this has really saved my life here with OpenSuse, because if something happens to the system, you do something really stupid, you can, if you can get to a login screen through emergency mode in OpenSuse, then you can run the Snapper utility and tell it to go back to a previous restore point. Like I have one set up when I first installed. This is the post installation. If I needed to go back to the emergency setting, I could go back to day 1 and roll its system back to this ID number over here using the Snapper interface. What you do is you do a Snapper list, brings this list up in a text mode, and then you just implement a rollback Snapper rollback to a number and hit the enter key, and it takes you back to the previous restore point, logs you out, logs you back in, and you're good to go. So this is Snapper. And alright, so this has been a quick review of some of the post installation things that you'll need to do, or that you should do rather, after installing OpenSuse Linux Leap 42.2. And so I'll do another follow-up here in probably another 6 months or so, because I'll still be using this application, this distribution, because I really like it, and I think you will too if you give it a try. Alright, so have a nice day.